Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my viewers from wherever you are watching. This is TJ reaching you from the Citadel of Wisdom. The Citadel of Wisdom is a channel dedicated to sharing information on contemporary issues for the purpose of gaining wisdom and applying this wisdom appropriately for successful living. Are you being safe today as we approach the end of this year, otherwise known as the ember months? Today, on Citadel of Wisdom, we shall be sharing information that will make you aware of what you need to do to be safe and secure. And these crowning months of the year 2021. The month of September through December is otherwise known as the ember months. And that is why the topic of our presentation today is focused on your personal safety and security in the ember months. You need to be aware of it. Though some of the things we'll be discussing today might not be new, some might be new, but all we are doing is to share this information as a reminder to each and every one of us concerning our responsibility to be safe and secure, and to make others safe and secure as well. As we go into this presentation, I urge you viewers, grab your cup of coffee or drink as I grab mine, sit back comfortably, and join me in today's presentation. Like I said, the topic is your personal safety and security in the ember months. And I say, you need to be aware. Before we start, permit me to refer to little notes I have here on my computer. Today, nations and people all over the world are contending with issues such that no one is actually feeling safe or secure absolutely. We hear about accidents of various forms, incidents of various forms happening to people all over the world. These are things that happens daily, but our particular focus is the ember months because of its attendant high risk and the increasing number of accidents and incidents being recorded at this time of the year. Accidents and incidents, let me put it that way, they don't just occur on their own. There must be a cause for them. And therefore, if those causes are identified and adequate precautions are taken, it is obvious that most of the accidents and incidents happening in our society today can be avoided. You have a role to play regarding your personal safety and security. And that boils down to your attitude. Safety begins with attitude. if you have the right attitude and you make safe choices, it is obvious that most accidents and incidents can be avoided. Today, on this platform, we'll quickly take a brief look at some of the key words in the topic. Remember, the topic says your personal safety and security in the ember months. You need to be aware. The first word in the topic of today is personal. Personal simply means something affecting or belonging to a particular person rather than someone else. In this case, personal is something affecting you as a person and not me. It can also be referred to issues concerning your private life, your personal relationship, and your personal emotions, and many more that has to do with you. When we talk about safety, which is the next word, safety is simply freedom from injury, freedom from ill health, freedom from damage, freedom from loss, freedom from hazard and danger. The third word we examine is the word security. Security, on the other hand, is the state of being free from danger or threats, from hazards. In other words, we can say security is the safety of an individual or an organization, a state or a nation against criminal activities such as terrorism, kidnapping, thefts, or espionage, which has to do with compromise of national security architecture. Security can also be explained to be the state of being safe, a state of being stable and free from fear and anxiety. In a layman's language, I would say security is the protection of lives and properties. Between the word and practice of safety and security, they are interchangeably used by many people. While the word safety is an aspect of security and vice versa, because safety and security can affect you in like manner by causing injury or death, damages to assets, loss to finance, and many more. There is a thin line of distinction between safety and security. They are like twin brothers anyway, and with conflicting opinion sometimes. For example, in a facility where adequate security measures have been put in place, such as good access control and surveillance systems, such an environment might be focused on safety because a lot of efforts have been put in place to guarantee security within such premises. And when you get to park in their parking lot, for example, the guards there might just require you to park such that your first movement will be forward. In such an environment, the priority is safety. Moving forward as your first line of movement is to ensure that you have a clear view of what is going on before you move your vehicle. On the other hand, if you find yourself in a facility where the highest threat is security, like the banking area or banking environments, you might be required by the security there to park your vehicle such that your first movement is going to be backward. You may have to reverse first before you proceed. These are little lines of distinction and areas of conflict between safety and security. However, measures that are taken to ensure security is as well guaranteeing safety. The fourth word we'll be examining in this presentation is the ember months. Two words put together as one. Ember months. The ember months is a term commonly used in Africa, particularly by Nigerians, to describe the crowning months of the year, the last quarter of the year, from September through December. This period of the year requires specific focus on safety and security because of the increased threat that is posed to mankind during this period of the year. It is funny today that if you go on Google or YouTube searching for ember months, you're likely going to get a lot of videos asking you to pray and possibly fast during the ember months so as to be safe during the period. Without making specific reference to any religious body or church, it is disturbing. I would say that disturbing that inadequate information is given to people regarding their personal safety and security during this period. Religious leaders only focus on telling the people to fast and pray at this time of the year. I listened to a few of them, and one thing that is common is that they present this period of the year as a time where some spirits are assigned to carry out evil on mankind. How true is this? Are these facts, myths, or fiction? As we progress in the presentation of today, I will leave you to judge. Meanwhile, it is important to know that accidents, like I said earlier at the beginning of this presentation, does not occur on their own. They are caused. The primary cause of accidents are hazards. A hazard is anything that has the potential to cause harm. The harm may be in the form of death or injury to humans. The harm might be to cause damages or losses to property or assets. Whatever has a potential to cause harm is regarded as a hazard. That's the main cause of any kind of accidents. And because the ember months is a period with increasing number of accidents and calamities, fire disaster, and all sorts of security problems. These are usually on the increase at this period of the year. Hence, the period is presented to have a spiritual undertone, a spiritual connotation. Spirits have been assigned to carry out this. This, to a very large extent, is a misinformation. It's like telling the people that the only thing you can do is pray, without making them aware of their responsibilities for their own personal safety and security. And in the event that an accident or an incident happens, you leave every other survivors to begin to think that after all we prayed. Does that mean that God did not hear our prayers? That is not the case. There is a place of prayer. It's good to pray. It is good to commit our ways unto God. However, we have personal responsibilities to make ourselves safe and secure. And we can't leave these responsibilities that are just for us, for God to carry out. During the ember months, there are manifestations of different kinds of causes of accidents and incidents. And most of these are based on choices people make. What are these issues associated with the ember months? And what makes the ember months different from every other month, like January to August, for example? As far as I'm concerned, the month of October does not even qualify to be called the ember month because it does not even have the E and M. The month of October does not qualify to be called one of the ember months. So I think it would have been appropriate if they just called those months the bar months, B-E-R, rather than ember months. What happens from January 1 to August 31st? What are those things that happens between September to December that does not happen between January to August? There is virtually none. Road traffic accident, for example, happens every day. Kidnapping takes place every day. Sicknesses, it happens every day. Ritual killing, particularly in Nigeria, it happens almost every day. Terrorism takes place every day. So these are not new. But to make people believe that it is because some spirits are assigned to be in operation at this time is a misinformation. What are the choices we are making? To keep ourselves safe and secure during this period. Is it fasting and prayer that will stop a reckless driver from crashing? Is it fasting and prayer that will stop a driver who is drunk and driving at the same time, driving under the influence of alcohol or while intoxicated? It's actually not going to do nothing. Is it fasting and prayer that will stop explosion from a generator being fueled while the person fueling the generator refused to put it off? Is it fasting and prayer that will stop people from dying as a result of carbon monoxide poisoning when generators are improperly positioned in their homes, such that the fumes from the generator exhaust can penetrate from under the door and get into the apartment while they are sleeping? We need to feed on the right kind of information for us to be able to take decisions and make our choices from an informed point of view. At this time of the year, it is obvious there is nothing spiritual that makes it different from other months of the year. September, October, November, and December is like every other month of the year. People take risks, and the risks they take, they are uncalculated risks. People make unsafe choices with an assumption that nothing is going to happen because they have done it several times and nothing happened, forgetting that 1,001 times you might be getting away from it, but just one time you might not be the one to tell the story, but someone else. People drive late nights during this period. They drive at unsafe speeds, even on bad roads. People don't pay enough attention to their children during this period because there are so many functions to attend, and they leave their children unattended to, exposing them to domestic risks. This is a time where people that are selfish, people that are wicked, people that are greedy, wants to do anything, anything, just to make enough money for themselves. They could take any action, kidnapping their fellow human being, killing and selling of human parts. They kidnap people for ransom, highway robbery, to dispossess you of your valuables. This is a period where people are more vulnerable to some of these occurrences. God has created all of us with natural instincts to identify around us those things that can be a source of harm. It is a known fact that we are born to naturally assess our risks so that we can make safe choices. All that we need to do at this time of the year is not just to limit our thinking and actions to prayer. There is a need for us to be vigilant as well. We must be able to identify what are those things that could go wrong in our lives on a daily basis, and how can we prevent them. We need to be able to know that safety and our personal security are things we must pay attention to, particularly at this time of the year. Like I said, not because there are spirits assigned to inflict those calamities on you, but because the environment is so busy, the highway traffic is so heavy, many people are commuting from one point to another. Many people are out there to take advantage of others to dispossess them of what belongs to them, or even sniff life out of them. And so that is a reason why each and every one of us needs to make safe choices. If you make safe choices while you're on the road, and I make safe choices while I'm on the road, we will together minimize the number of accidents and incidents that takes place on a daily basis, regardless of what month of the year we are. The same causes of incidents and accidents in the ember month are the same causes in other months of the year. So there's nothing different. Let's quickly take a look at some possible safety and security issues we need to pay attention to at this time of the year. This might not be new to many of us, but we just need to remind ourselves. This might be an awareness program to some other viewers. The first thing we need to know or do is to pay attention to our safety and security at home. In your home, how safe are you? When you take a brief inspection of your apartment, what are those things you can see? What are those things you can feel? In your apartment, do you have damaged sockets and switches with exposed electrical conductors? In your apartment, how secure are your door locks? You need to know that the first security control is delay of access. When an intruder comes to your apartment, how easy is it for them to get in? If you can delay, you can deny. If you can delay by fortifying your door locks, you can deny them access, free access into your apartment. To many of us, your cooking gadgets, how safe are they? How safe and how conscious are you about them? Your cooking stove, do you shut them down before everybody leaves home? Do you double check to be sure that the electric iron you use is actually disconnected from the mains before everybody leaves home? If you are using LPG gas for cooking, how safe are you in using the cooking gas? Where do you store your cylinder? Are they in your kitchen? I've seen people keeping gas cylinders in their kitchen. It's an unsafe practice because you are keeping it too close to a source of ignition. Should there be leakage, there's going to be an explosion and the entire house is going to be on fire. Remember, this period, particularly in Africa, is also the Harmattan period, where most of the materials are fire ready. Keep your gas cylinders away from the kitchen. Keep them outside. Inspect your hose and be sure there are no cracks or wrinkles. If you observe cracks or wrinkle on your hose, please change them. The cost of changing them cannot be compared to the costs of damages and losses that can result from their failures. How do you store medications and drugs in your home? How about soaps and detergents? Other chemical products and sharp objects? How about toys? What type of toys do you provide for your children to play with? Are they those ones that can easily be swallowed by them? You just need to pay attention to some of these. If I can tell, this might save someone. How about strangers? Do you feel unconcerned with strangers and activity and their activities in your neighborhood? This is not the era of I don't care. This is not the era of it is none of my business. Pay attention to the activities of strangers in your neighborhood. Report every suspected cases to law enforcement agency. Before you leave home, ensure that all appliances like electrical and your cooking stove is turned off. I'm saying this for the purpose of emphasis. While fueling your generator as alternative source of power, keep your cell phones away. Ensure you don't fuel your generators while it is running. Don't be too much impatient to turn it off before you put in fuel. There have been cases of explosion and fire while fueling generators unsafely. If you live in a story building, your handrail is not there for decoration. Hold on to your handrail while you walk along the stairs. In the event that you trip, you might be able to hold your balance. Ensure you drink sufficient water during this period and stay hydrated. If you can afford it, it is not a bad idea to provide fire extinguisher in your home and fire blanket in your kitchen. During the Yuletide, this is one of the things women experience, especially when they are frying. They might just find out that fire is coming out from their pots, from their frying pots. Please do not pour water in a frying oil. Instead, take a cover and cover the pot up. The moment the fire is starved of oxygen, it's going to go off by itself. Another point I want us to pay attention to is your personal security and safety when you are on the road or when you want to embark on a journey. If you must drive, drive defensively. To be defensive is to assume that you are the only sane driver on the road. Suspect every other driver that he can take an unsafe decision at any time. Be ready for it. Don't be caught unaware. Obey safety rules while on the road. This includes paying attention to road signs, driving within speed limits, or even below speed limits, far below speed limits in the event of bad weather or bad roads. Ensure you carry out inspection of your automobile before you embark on a journey. Check your brakes. Check your signal lights. Check your headlights. Check your tires. And ensure that your engine is sound enough to take you through the journey. While you carry out these essential safety checks, ensure you plan your journey. Leave early so that you avoid late night driving. Pay attention to the condition of the roads. And if you must do, or if you can, the ember months, and particularly the period of Yuletide, is a period where there are so many functions to attend. If you can cut down on the number of those functions you can attend, that will be pretty good. I know we have a culture where people want you to be present, but it's practically impossible right now to be present everywhere. The pandemic has changed the world order. Things are no longer done the same way as they used to be. And the same can be done if you can cut down on your travels. That is when you can. Prioritize and determine which function to attend and which one not to be physically present at. Additional area I want us to focus on is protection of your your finances. Your financial information must be protected. Protect your identity from theft. Protect your debit or credit card information at this time. Otherwise, you allow fraudsters to feed on your accounts. Avoid ATM transaction in isolated places or at late nights. For ladies, while in large gatherings, don't be so carried away and forgetting to pay attention to your handbags, where you have your valuables such as your money, your jewelries, your cell phone, and all of that belongings. Make sure you are conscious and keep your handbags properly while at the gathering. Be careful with the kind of online transactions you respond to. Don't entertain business proposals from unknown persons. And be careful on the kind of promos, online promos you click on. Some may clone the websites of an organization like your bank and be telling you that there is a gift voucher or whatever. Be careful, because such links will give them access to your account and you can lose your money. Keep your travel plans to yourself. Stop telling people about your itineraries. This is to keep you safe, particularly at this era of kidnapping, organized kidnapping. In the event of armed robbery or kidnapping, how you conduct yourself might be life-saving. Take instructions from your captors. Do not do anything except you have been instructed to do so. For example, if you run into armed robbers or kidnappers, do not unfasten your seatbelts except you have been told to do so. Do not reach out to your pocket to bring out your wallet to give to them for them to take the money except you've asked them and you are told to do so. Just ask them simple questions. If they tell you come out of your car, just say, yes, sir. Please, can I unfasten my seatbelt? If they say yes, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, without taking instructions from them, any attempt to carry out any action might be suspected as an attempt to bring out a weapon. And for that reason, they might be the first to shoot at you. Please, this is very important. Take instructions from them and obey their instructions. If you notice anybody is following you or trailing you while you are driving, drive to a public place like a police station or filling station, park and observe what is going on. If you need to call the police, please do so. It is important to add to this that before you go out or on a journey, make sure your phone is fully charged. You may find this very useful in times of emergency. Like as we have highlighted here, make sure that this period is a period of consciousness. And this consciousness should not just be limited because it is the ember month. It is the same thing that we have to continue to do in every other month of the year. if you will identify ahead those things that could compromise your safety and your personal security, and you can take measures to prevent them and follow it up with safe choices and actions, believe me, no spirit assigned to cause calamity in the ember months will be able to attack you. I hope you will find this piece of information useful at this time. I know you are wise people. I'm just here to pour a little wisdom in your cup. I'll see you again next time. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button. Also look on top on YouTube and click on the bell icon. That is the notification button to alert you anytime we upload new videos or we schedule a live streaming. I hope to see you next time. Remain blessed.